Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showcasing unique Chuuni. I literally have her maxed out as as much as I can, pretty much. I mean, I've gone so many cursed tokens without being able to do anything, so you know. She has around a 7, it's like a 6% damage buff for a 5% range decrease. So as you can see, her range is a little bit smaller, but it's whatever. So, with idle, of course, her damage is 52k every 5.7 seconds. Keep in mind, most of these stats are around, the attack is around 20%. I think it's like a 20.5, 20.8. The SBA is around like 11%. The SBA is pretty good, honestly. And then this is a 9.9, so almost an SSS. So this is around full SSS stats, of course. You also have to keep in mind, her damage might look a little bit low. She's hybrid on placement. Sorry. But she has a passive. With this passive, it makes her damage insane on any first unit that she's attacking. As you could see, and people thought she was bad with unique, but luckily the devs changed it. As you can see, when a unit enters a range, the unit that she is targeting, the first, gets hit with this effect. And you see, it's cursed with 150% magic buff. That means that that unit takes 3 times the amount of her damage DPS already. But it also does 7% of her damage every half a second as well on that unit. So she is very, very good at like clearing waves. For example, if I place her right here, the second they enter, they die. It's instant. She's very good for clearing, like, tournaments. If the early waves, they don't have much HP and you just don't want to waste time, she's very good at clearing those enemies really quickly. So, definitely could save you at least maybe a minute easily if she's just one-shotting everything like she is. Anyway, that's pretty much what her passives do. So she... For example, if I put her on strongest, if I want to target a boss, she will kill that boss really easily because she's doing 3 times the amount of her DPS on that boss already. Keep in mind she's a full AoE at the end, I'll show you in a second. Plus, her DOT will constantly be hitting the boss and doing even more DPS than just a regular attack, I believe. It's really good, honestly. She's pretty much the best boss killer in the game. I'd highly recommend getting Divine or Reaper on her. Reaper's a really good trade on her for bosses. But of course, I mean, any good DPS trade on her, like Celestial, because she's a DOT. Celestial might be the best on her, honestly. But she has a kind of tiny range, so if I'm going for anything, I'd go for Divine, just to give her some extra range, which is good for DPS on full AoE units. Anyway, let's start upgrading her. So, in total, this unit costs, with idle, like around 40k maybe. I'm at 250k right now, so we'll see. So keep that in mind. Here, I'll just delete my Bulma. Oh right, she's unsellable. My bad. Okay, so 250k. So first upgrade, she does 130k. This is with idle, of course. Without it, she's doing 113k. Then 226k with idle, 260k every 5.7 seconds. And then she goes, keep in mind she's hybrid on placement, so if you are asking me, when does she become air? She's always air, so she's pretty much just a better version of Dark Mage. If you are using another big DPS unit with her. Anyway, after that, she gets to 361k every 6.5 seconds. Pretty good DPS, and she becomes a bigger circle AoE. I forgot to showcase her FX. My bad. Let me just replace her really quick. Okay, so her first attack, she charges up kind of like a bunch of little, it kind of looks like Gogeta's, is that Gogeta or Vegeta? I'm not sure. Gogeta, it's like the rainbow attack where like he charges up a bunch of little beams and shoots them at the enemy. From the Broly movie, that's where I saw it. Pretty cool attack, honestly. It looks very cool. Let's spectator. Okay. And also, this is her, if you can see this, this is her cursing them. Whenever she does this little thing, it curses them. So that's also really cool. Anyway, Next attack, let's of course go back to it. And now she switches. It's kind of just a bigger version of her last attack, honestly. Not much changed. She summons like a big magic circle and does the same attack. Pretty cool though. And of course, her DOT scales. So, right now, 7% of 416k would probably be like 30, 40k. I don't know, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Every 0.5 seconds. And then multiply that by 3. It's really good. Very good damage. Anyway, you upgrade her a little bit more. She's a very cheap unit. She is very cheap. Very good. Very cheap. She's comparable to a lot of other big DPS units, even though she is a very cheap hybrid placement. You know, one unit, not like Vegito, where you need 2 uniques for him to even be better. I'm not sure if she's better than just, you know, unique. Like, if you have unique Goku and you merge it with unique Vegeta, I'm not sure if one unique Vegeta would be better or worse. But I could check. I'm not sure. Anyway, she becomes fully OE. Very good. And her attack is just crazy. I believe it's a multi-hit, if I'm not mistaken. But honestly, you really don't need to worry about shields. Yeah, it's multi-hit. It's kind of like Dark Mage, where he hits like 4 times. But you really don't need to worry about shields because of the fact that literally her attack is just always attacking someone. Shields are not a problem because she attacks every 0.5 seconds, pretty much. Very good. Anyway, next upgrade, she goes to 1.35 million every 8.1 seconds. Keep in mind, this curse isn't the best on her. I could get like 3% more damage out of her, but I'm not, so sorry, that was an ad. But it's whatever, you know. I mean, I've tried. I've spent like 30 curse tokens on her and not gotten anything good, so we're just gonna stick with this for now. Anyway, last upgrade, and she goes to 2.8 million, 2.08 million every 7.3 seconds. Very good. She has 34 range. It's not the craziest range, honestly. But, I mean, for most maps, you really don't need to worry about having the craziest range on a fully OE unit. And also, if you're using her in literally any of the new events, you can easily just buff her range. Like in dungeons. She's a very good dungeons unit. And you can just buff her pretty much with the range. So you really don't need to worry about that. Very good unit. Very useful for Infinite, especially for if you're using a magic team on bosses. Sadly, a lot of new meta units aren't really magic. I mean, they are, but the big DPS units are still physicals. Aizen can be buffed by her a lot, so that's good. So if you bring her and Aizen to a tournament, it might be over. Honestly, I'm not sure. I don't have Aizen, but her and Aizen together could be the craziest duo I've ever seen. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, really good damage. This is just with Idol. It's like a 10% damage buff. So she's doing like 1.85 million. Here, let's check. Let's get her to second to last upgrade. Yeah, 1.8 million. Without Idol. Every 7.3 seconds. So very good. Very good damage. I'm going to turn off her FX because it's breaking my PC right now. So, you know. Anyway. This is very good. Now, the big problem is, you know, with full AoE units, they do half as much damage to armored units. But the good thing is, her DOT does not get affected by the armored units. So, if you have a super strong boss who's armored, you can just set it to strongest, and her DOT will just completely counter that ability, pretty much. She can pretty much buff herself. It's just like other new units like Nagamo and Nagamo, I don't know. The new secret from, not the new secret, but the secret from the assassin event. And then also, of course, you have the new what is his name? It's the Maharaga guy, Megami. He can also curse them. So if you bring her and Megami, you can curse the units You can curse a boss by 180% magic buff. That's insane. I mean, that you literally... This is... With Hikari, there's a lot more supports in the game than there were a couple updates ago. So if you bring her, Hikari, you know, 2 buffs, Griffith, you know, if you bring all the supports, it's over, man. I mean, honestly, you could get a unit to do millions of DPS with her ability, pretty much. It's just insane. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys what you're here for, because I'm kind of wasting time right now. So let's just go and get her buffed. So first of all, I want to just get her, you know, buffed by Elfie, of course, because I just want to see 100%. 50% is already doing 3 million pretty much every 7.3 seconds. Again, that might look kind of small for a unique right now, especially a new unique, but with her full AoE and then also her DOT, it's just insane. I mean, she's definitely probably the best boss killer in the game other than Aizen, and even Aizen can be used with her to do even more DPS. Now, my only problem would be bringing 2 full AoE units is not the best idea, honestly, just because like 2 full AoEs, if there's armored units, you could definitely, they could leak because you're doing half as much damage. But if you just focus it on, I wish there was a feature to focus on bosses instead of strongest, and then armored, you know, and then shielded, of course. I mean, that would be really nice, but sadly there isn't, so it's whatever. Anyway, 100% buff is going to show up in just a second. If I messed it up. No, I didn't. Okay. With 100% buff, she's doing 3.88 million with idle, of course, every 7.3 seconds with a range of 34.5. Now, of course, she kind of has a small range, honestly, for a full AoE unit. Dark Mage has like 40 range, something like that. And Rukia has like 38, 39. But again, my Rukia has snipers, so her range is kind of similar to Rukia's. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of a similar unit to Rukia, honestly. She just has a different passive. She has a DOT, but it's only single target. If her DOT affected everybody, she'd be the best unit in the game, though. So I get why it's not like that. I mean, you know. Anyway, we're going to get Griffith down and show you the final DPS. Or at least try to calculate it. I'm probably going to fail, but, you know, it's whatever. So, with Griffith and everything else... Okay. I'll just do one more upgrade, just to be safe. Alright, so with Griffith and everything else, with Idle, she's doing a DPS, I mean, a damage. Oh, it's so close. With a better curse, I could have 5.7 million. Anyway, 5.69 million every 7.3 seconds with a range of 34.5. God, I can't speak. This is very good. This is already good DPS for unique. That's this cheap. But it gets better. If you calculate just her regular DPS, right? 5.69 divided by 7.3. You get a DPS of 779,000. And if you round up a little bit, you get 780,000 DPS. Without even accounting for her DPS with her DOT. 780,000. It's a very good DPS already. Now, of course, 780,000 is a pretty low number with all these buffs, of course. I mean, there's definitely other units to do a lot more DPS without even having the buffs. But again, Aizen, Vegito, Sakamoto, they're more expensive. They take longer to max out. All that stuff. Anyway, it gets even better. So if we take her DOT into account, for example, if I set it to strongest on a boss, she does 3 times damage because it's 150%. Wait, no. It's not 100. It's not. Wait, it's plus 150%, right? Yeah, so let's do. Wait, I'm lost. What's 100% and then 50%? Here, I'll add it up really quick. I think that's how it works, because the scaling's a little weird. So this, 780,000, let's just do 780.78 times 2.5, because it's 150% plus all our other stuff already. That's 1.95 million DPS if she's hitting that unit. So, for example, if I summon a boss and she's getting fully buffed by all these units, she is doing a DPS, without even considering her DOT, of 1.95 million. Holy. That's insane. 1.95 million DPS to that one unit. And then her regular DPS to everybody else is 780,000. Now, if we also add in her DOT, which of course, if you do 21%, because it's multiplied by 3, not by 3. If you multiply it by 2.5 times 7%, it's, am I stupid? 17.5, okay. So 17.5, so 0.175 times, and then we do 5.69. We get this to multiply by 2, and these numbers might not be completely correct, but it's just... Here, let me do it one more time. I just, it's insane to look at this number. If you guys could see what I'm doing right now. 0.175. Multiply that by 2. And you get 1.9915 million DPS, because it's every 0.5 seconds. If you add this number to her already really good DPS, she is doing 3.94 million DPS on one unit. If you consider that on one unit, she has some of the highest DPS in the game. It's comparable to Vegito on that one boss. And that's not where it stops. That's already insane DPS. Now, of course, it's single target, but I mean, in most infinite cases where you can actually get those high DPS units, the bosses are what kill you, because they have so much HP, you literally just can't kill them. And if they regen, oh, it's over. But if they don't, maybe you have a chance. But if you were using her and Aizen, you were literally multiplying Aizen's already crazy DPS by 2.5. Any magic unit, if you're targeting a boss or whatever unit, they are doing 2.5 DPS. 2.5 of whatever their DPS is. That's crazy. She's literally one of the best buffs in the game, just because of the fact that she makes you do so much extra damage to a boss. Of course, Unique, in my opinion, is the best trait on her, because of the fact that it doesn't take 3 seconds for her to stack up to 150 on one unit. Now, of course, if you don't have Unique on her, and you have like Celestial or something, you can also say, okay, well, I'm going to get 50% on an extra 50% on a boss, extra 50% on a flying unit, and then an extra 50% on the first unit. And that's cool and all. That's definitely cool. But 150% just on the boss or the first unit, in my opinion, is way better. Anyway, that's kind of the showcase. I mean, there's definitely better units in the game, of course, but I think she's overall meta just because she's a hybrid on placement. She's very cheap. She's a Magic Dark unit. I mean, we have 3 Magic Dark units now that are really meta. Aizen, Megami, and her. So if we see a Dark tournament soon that is actually useful for her and not freaking mini range, because mini range sucks, I think we'll be seeing some crazy changes. Let's just say that. I think she will definitely change the meta. Same with Hikari. Hikari completely changed the meta. So did Griffith a while ago. Rukia changed the meta completely. I mean, her ability is just so broken. You literally can... She can already do insane DPS. Just alone, she can already do insane DPS. But if you add in the fact that her ability pretty much, I think, triples her DPS, it's just broken. It's broken. There's a lot of broken units right now, and I think there's definitely going to be some nerfs and buffs, maybe. Some older units. If the game even survives, we're on like 6K players. But, I don't know. Anyway, that's the showcase for Unique Chuuni. Yeah. See you guys in the next one. Peace.